Well, viewers, the state of Haryana is returning to normalcy following the violent clashes that broke out nearly a month ago during Shobha Yatra in Haryana's Nuh district. The clashes, remember, broke out on the 31st July, leaving 6 people dead and several injured. And ever since, several Hindu outfits have been holding Mahapanchayats back-to-back to decide on the resumption of VHP Shobha Yatra. After announcing the decision a little while earlier in one such Mahapanchayat, the VHP has now decided to stick to their decision and carry out another Yatra tomorrow, which is Monday. However, the Haryana government has denied permission, citing concerns over the law and order situation in the state. The Chief Minister, in fact, himself has appealed to one and all to offer prayers in nearby religious shrines instead.
जहाँ तक यात्रा का विषय है, चूँकि महीना भर पहले ही जिस प्रकार की वहाँ घटनाक्रम हुआ है, तो वहाँ की लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की व्यवस्था बनी रहे, सुरक्षा रखना ये सरकार का दायित्व होता है। हमने अपील भी की है और अपील करने के बाद हमारे एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन ने, पुलिस ने, प्रशासन ने ये निर्णय लिया है कि यात्रा ना करके सब लोग अपने अपने स्थानीय मंदिरों में जाकर अभिषेक का करें और हरियाणा में भी है वहीं करें।
देखिए, अभी का क्या कार्यक्रम है, क्या नहीं है, अभी कोई पता नहीं लगा है। पता लगेगा तो उसकी हम पूरे व्यवस्था करेंगे।
एहतियातन कुछ सुरक्षा के इंतजाम किए?
नहीं, एहतियातन हमारा वहाँ पर पुलिस प्रशासन पूरी तरह से अलर्ट है।
इंटरनेट बंद करने की भी सिफारिश की गई है। इंटरनेट बंद करने की सिफारिश की गई है।
जी, इंटरनेट बंद किया गया।
Despite the government's decision, the VHP has decided to go ahead with the procession. They say it's the state government's responsibility to maintain law and order, and the question of seeking permission for such a religious procession does not exist.
हमको मालूम है कि G20 चल रहा है, 27 देशों के लोग आए हुए, संवेदनशील क्षेत्र है मेवात का, इसलिए उस यात्रा को हम छोटा करेंगे, पर छोड़ेंगे नहीं, कल उसको पूरा करेंगे और मैं स्वयं भी उसमें जाऊंगा।
लॉ एंड ऑर्डर की समस्या आएगी तो उसको
क्यों आना चाहिए? सरकार इसलिए होती है कि लोग निश्चिंत होकर, सुरक्षित रहकर अपने धार्मिक आयोजन पूरे कर सकें। हम शांतिपूर्ण होंगे और वह शांति व्यवस्था पर बनी रहे, हिंसा या उपद्रव नहीं हो। सरकार ने अपनी इस जिम्मेदारी का पालन करना।
In view of the tense situation in the district, security has been beefed up in Nuh. All border areas to the district have been sealed. Several checkpoints have also been installed. Over 20 paramilitary forces have been deployed in the city. Section 144, most importantly, has also been in place along a ban on mobile internet. Here's the latest on how the administration is pulling out all the stops to maintain law and order in Nuh.
I'm standing at the same location from where Yatra had made its way in the previous month, after which the violence erupted here in this district of Nuh. But tomorrow, that is on Monday, again, the VHP is claiming that they will be taking out this Yatra, and I would like to show you the route from where this Yatra will be taken out, as what VHP claiming that there, if you take a left from this particular route, there stands a religious structure from where Yatra would begin, and this Yatra would follow the particular route. But what the important factor over here is that the officials and the administration, both of them have not given the permission for this Yatra, and also whosoever is coming from this particular way, say it be from Gurgaon or Delhi itself, each and every vehicle is being checked, their passes are being checked, their identity card is being checked, and now it will be very important to see that despite administration denying that they have not given the permission to the to VHP, will the VHP be taking out Yatra on Monday?
Let's shift our focus to the political reactions. You heard it from the VHP and the Chief Minister himself making that appeal that those who want to participate in the Yatra should now resort to the Jal Abhishek in some of the temples in their nearby areas. The opposition, though, is calling this a fixed match. Drawing the RSS link to the VHP, the opposition has called it a collusion by the state government only to provoke people.
So what kind of a Noora Kushti is this going on, a fixed match going on? VHP, after all, is their own organization. It's not an organization which doesn't belong to the RSS. It is a RSS organization. So why can't RSS tame them? the fact of the matter is that they do not want to tame these organizations. They play through these organizations. All the polarization happens through these street soldiers of RSS.
देखिए, किसी भी राज्य में शांति बनाए रखना और सबको सुरक्षा देना वहाँ की राज्य सरकार का काम है। हरियाणा की भारतीय जनता पार्टी इसके अंदर फेल हो गई है। कहीं ना कहीं सरकार की मिलीभगत के कारण अलग अलग राज्यों के अंदर लोगों के बीच में झगड़े कराए जा रहे हैं और झगड़े कराकर राजनीतिक रोटियां सेकने का काम चल रहा है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकारें आग के साथ खेल रही हैं, भाई भाई को लड़ा रही हैं, लोगों के बीच में नफरत फैला रही हैं। अगर इस तरह से चलता रहा तो भारत के लिए, भारत की तरक्की के लिए ये अच्छे संकेत नहीं है।
They want political advantage, develop the hate agenda and get political mileage out of it. And I'm so glad that Khattar Saab at last is cognizant of what the Supreme Court said, that this can't go on like this. And I'm glad that he has said that I will not allow the Yatra. But they are going to violate that. They're not going to obey what the Chief Minister says. So violence is likely to happen. And once violence happens, then nothing is going to happen in terms of follow-up.
So it's a development that's slated to take place tomorrow in all likelihood, but Section 144 is in place. Given the sensitivity around this particular incident that took place on the 31st of July, let's quickly open this up. We have Congress Leader Mr. Vivek Bansal with us. We also have Haryana Congress Spokesperson Nitin Singla. With us in the studios is BJP Spokesperson Sidharth Yadav, and we also have National Joint Secretary of the VHP, Venkateswaran KN. And my first question is to Mr. Venkateswaran. Sir, pehle to really want to understand from you what the plans of the VHP are. We've heard of a confirmation despite the Chief Minister's appeal. We've heard the VHP say that there is no question that we're going to cancel this yatra. Yes, we've decided to shorten it, but we will very well go ahead with it.
You heard it right. VHP is extending all support for this yatra. By the way, this is not a VHP yatra. This is a yatra that has been announced by the entire Hindu society there.
Right.
Okay. And it is our duty, and we won't be found wanting to extend any support to any Hindu society anywhere in the world.
Okay, but despite the Chief Minister himself coming out on record, making a public appeal that please go to some of the temples around you instead of carrying on with this particular procession, you have decided not to give in to that appeal, sir?
Right. See, we are also appealing to the government to extend all security and protection to this yatra. This is a dharmic yatra. This is not an agitation. And it is the duty of the elected government to extend all protection to any dharmic activity. By the way, if you extend the same logic, Hindus will be compelled to be at their homes. They won't be able to get out.
Okay.
So every yatra is being attacked, whether it is Ram Navami, whether it is Ganesh Chaturthi, whether it is Krishna Janmashtami, every yatra is getting attacked. Okay. So Hindus will eventually end up being in their homes. They won't be able to take out any dharmic activity socially.
Okay. So the onus lies on the state government. The BJP government in the state is responsible for maintaining law and order. You can't ban the yatra as such, is what you're implying. Before I take it across to our Congress representatives as well, Mr. Yadav, would you want to quickly comment on that? How does the state government then plan to do this? As per the opposition and as per what we'd witnessed on the 31st of July, that was not supposed to happen either. There was a law and order failure and we can't deny it.
Look, so we are very clear about one thing, and that is that the constitution of our country, the Article 25, gives the right to every community, every religious group to take out any yatra or to profess their religion, and we are very particular of that. And the government has to make a balance of the law and order in such situations. We have made all sorts of arrangements. Our Chief Minister has made an appeal. The VHP also, we are in talks. The local administration of Nuh is also talking to all people concerned. Our only concern is, and our only attempt is, that no law and order situation should arise which creates a problem for the people. We are very committed that everybody has the right for any yatra. Everybody has the right for a Jal Abhishek. And so, we will provide all law and order particulars, all arrangements that are required. We are well prepared for tomorrow. We have had our meetings on the DG level, and the Director General of Police has also held consultation with the nearby states. So we are all prepared, and the local administration is going to see to it.
But was the government not prepared last time around? Because as per the Chief Minister, preparations were on in full swing and everything was in place, and yet we saw what happened on the 31st of July.
Yeah, look, so last time, I think, you know, a lot of conversations, peace talks also happened. But I would say that, you know, the administration was cheated, that despite such peace talks, you know, attempts for such violence were made, and we saw what we saw. So this time we are taking all precautions, not relying on anybody's word. And if the local people there, you know, the issues are going to be faced by everybody, because if law and order situation
but Section 144 doesn't allow people more than 4 in number to gather at one place. Thereafter, and Mr. Venkateswaran can come in. Sir, people may be booked. They may be booked for rioting if they assemble in more than 4.
I don't think that is, you don't expect, you know, this kind of an attitude from any state government, because this is a absolutely peaceful dharmic yatra. There's nothing to be worried about. And the government should focus more on, you know, handling the troubleshooters, the people who you know, resort to violence.
Okay. The focus should be on handling troubleshooters, those who are trying to incite violence in the first place. Mr. Vivek Bansal, are you convinced at the manner in which perhaps preparations are being made and how this is headed in the direction that we're likely to see the procession be carried out tomorrow?
Well, I would say that the taste of the pudding is in the eating. And secondly, there are two, three things emerge out of whatever the way things are taking shape at the moment, subsequent to the riots or prior to the riots. That first of all, it appears to be a fixed game, as one of the panelists had mentioned about it.
Okay, why do you say so?
Or rather, you had mentioned about it. It appears to be a fixed match that you take it to a fever pitch and then somehow come out with a solution or something of this sort. So, first of all, this thing is there. Then secondly, once you let the genie out of the bottle, it's very difficult to
on what basis are you calling it a fixed match? Because had the Chief Minister not come out to make this decision of not granting permission, you would have blamed the Chief Minister. Now that he said that, look, officially speaking, I'm not permitting anybody to go ahead with this yatra, then you're calling it a fixed match.
I'll substantiate it.
Okay.
You see, VHP, as it happens to be one of the wings of RSS or sister concern or whatever, you know, they cannot, unless and until they get leverage or unless and until they have some tacit approval, they cannot have this temerity or audacity to come out and challenging the state government. The state government, if it means business, then I don't think anybody can do anything. Okay. And as the BJP spokesperson just now acknowledged, that they are going to be very, very firm, unlike what happened last time. So they are, in a way, they are acknowledging their fault or their shortcoming when this riot had taken place. So they cannot be condoned for that there was a lax administration, or they decided to turn a blind eye to what all had happened.
Well, I think Mr. Yadav was most humble in acknowledging all of that. He was most humble in saying that yes, there were loopholes and we're attempting to fix all of those loopholes. But to your limited question on how is it that VHP, having had great relationships with the BJP, is not abiding by what they've decided, what the state government, what the Chief Minister have decided. Mr. Yadav wants to come in.
Yeah, so, you know, one thing we have to be very clear about is that governments are non-partisan. The governments are not of political parties. VHP is doing what they are supposed to do. The government is doing what they are supposed to do. If Mr. Bansal is so concerned about match fixing, what is the match fixing behind Maman Khan and the violence that happened? He was the local Vidhayak. He was the local MLA. He was your MLA who in the Vidhan Sabha went on and said, "Jo bhi Mewat mein aayega, usko pyaz ki tarah phod dunga." What was the match fixing there? Why are you trying to hide what Mr. Maman Khan is doing? Why are you trying to hide what all of his people are doing? So if match fixing has to be told about, we have issued a notice to him. He's asked to join the investigation. All such match fixing has to come out. So any such baseless comments or any such baseless allegations should not come out and you know, trying to portray a narrative which is actually not true.
Okay. So is it being done to silence criticism? That's the question that Mr. Bansal is seeming to suggest. But before I run out of time and I have to quickly wrap up, I want to go to Mr. Singla as well. Mr. Singla, is there a sense that you know, just to silence critics or silence criticism, especially ever since we saw the situation escalate to what it did on the 31st of July, to ensure that the Chief Minister or his chair or his government is not put in that spot again? This decision has been taken by the CM. Is that your opinion as well? I think you're on mute, Mr. Singla.
Oh, sorry. First of all, the most important thing is that what is the basic requirement of having such a difficult situation again after seeing what national shame has been done on 31st of July? What is VHP want to take forward? That what Vivek Bansal ji said, that after what audacity and what power does VHP has behind that it is challenging the state government, that they will surely come inside the state and do this. And after the 27 days of non-normalcy, right now also Mewat is not in the normal situation. And in this situation, I believe that VHP and the local government, the BJP, its sister concern, these all organizations want to create a new picture again. Because
no, but we must also ask, what is the Congress stand over it? The Congress doesn't want the Yatra to go on. You are the prime opposition in the state.
You can speak after this. And these people who were the behind, right now, we are coming again for the situation to come again in the Mewat for the Yatra. What is about the Monu Mane, sir? What is about the
factually
people
speaking,
who has
Mr.
created
Singla,
the situation previously?
It's not as though 31st July was the first time we saw the Shobha Yatra take place. Not the first year we saw the Shobha Yatra take place and come under attack. It's happened at least the last 3 years on record. We've seen this Yatra be carried out peacefully and with adequate security deployment. Now, whether there was a conspiracy at play, we've put out several videos that go on to suggest that yes, this Yatra did come under attack. Whether that's enough to hold the Yatra in 2023 altogether, I'm not quite sure. But yes, the state government so far has not given a nod for this Yatra to be carried out. I'm going to have to leave it at that. We're watching out for that one very, very closely all through tomorrow. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us this evening.